What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Ringside exclusive Ultimate Edition CM Punk from Money in the Bank 2011. So let's go ahead and get right on into it. Alright, so starting off, you see this figure is a remake, essentially an Ultimate Edition upgrade of one of the most popular figures in WWE Mattel history. That is the Elite 16 CM Punk. I don't have mine like in hand right this second. It's like all scuffed up from when I was younger. It was a great figure. It still is a great figure. But now we have the Ultimate Edition upgrade. So we're gonna get into the accessories, and then we are gonna get into the figure itself. You know what? Actually, no. We're gonna do it a little different. We're gonna do the figure itself, then the accessories. But before we do the figure itself, you do see he comes with his T-shirt. So let's go ahead and take that off so we can get into the figure, because the accessories, I want to save them because they are actually pretty cool. So this is what the CM Punk Ultimate looks like. This is not the torso that people were using for their customs. I don't think they were using this one. I don't remember which one they were using. I don't know. This is the AJ Styles torso, if you're familiar with that figure. I use it with a lot of my customs. And yeah, it's a good all-around torso to use for just a generic person for the Ultimate Edition upgrade. But of course, this one has the tattoos, which we do not have on said torso. You can use decals like I did with Jake Paul. It's the same exact torso here, so you see it does have a fairly decent range. But anyway, I like that a lot. The tattoos look very good on there. I have just one little like misprint right there on the left under boob. I can live with that. The tattoos look very good. Unfortunately, we cannot have the Pepsi tattoo or the Cobra tattoo. That's fine. It's understandable. Everybody knows that that's due to licensing. Has the straight edge across the abdomen. All the tattoos that you know and recognize, like the playing cards, just going down his arm. Rosie the Riveter is on the inside of this arm. Like, it looks good. It's what you would expect from a CM Punk figure. It is missing the tattoo behind the ear, though. For whatever reason, I don't know why that's not included. And to be honest, was it included on the last release? I think it's on the neck on the last release. It's on the back of the ear for the AEW figure. As you see there. It's kind of hard to see. I know that was blurry, out of focus, but it's not on here for whatever reason. But it's also not on the neck. I hate when they put it on the neck because it's not accurate. It is behind the ear, but it is not on this head scan. But let's see, he has the tattoos on the butterfly joints. Those look good. I worry about those possibly rubbing off since that is a different material, but I don't think we've had an issue with other figures, so maybe that's a dumb concern to have. This is the iconic Money in the Bank 2011 gear, though. You have the white and blue bars with the red stars. It's about as iconic as it gets for a CM Punk attire. Obviously, he has better looking ones. This is the most recognizable. You have somebody pick out or have a mental image of Punk, it is this exact attire from that event, because it was just a massive deal at the time. One of the, like, what was it? The first 5-star match in WWE in like so many years, or it was one of the last ones until like recently. It was some crazy statistic if you want to believe Dave Meltzer or whatever, but it looks good. As far as articulation, he can move fairly well on this barbell joint, I believe it is, on the inside of the torso here. The butterfly joints, you know, they have a great range of motion. He can easily get into the sleeping pose. I say easily, you gotta finagle it a little bit, like your hand placement, just so it lines up and looks fairly nice. It's not like he can get his hands further back. He might be able to if I took this elbow pad off. I don't know. We're doing some extra experimenting here. It's very cold, so that elbow pad is not as flexible as it usually is. We just take that off. And then you can see, oh yeah, that looks even, that's nice. I like that a lot. We're gonna leave the elbow pad off for the rest of the review, because we can. Sure, why not? And I love, even though the elbow pad, and you would expect this from companies But even though the elbow pad's on there, he does have the tattoos under the elbow pad. As far as the hips, he does have the drop-down hips. You guys know I don't like those, but that's fine. But with those, you do have the added articulation, so Punk can throw kicks that he threw back in the day. I don't know if he's throwing kicks like this nowadays, but he can throw them. He has great knee articulation. He's also got... does this have the ankle pivot that the newer ones have? It does. These are the new shoes. He does have ankle pivot like the new elites are having, so that is nice even for more posing. Has the toe joint, so he can have that toe articulation as well. Now, one thing I think is inaccurate, but is just better visually, and for articulation, is the knee pads. I believe all his other figures has the big, like, bulky knee pads, which I don't have a figure in hand right now that has those on it. I mean, I do, but not, like, on me right this second. But this does look better visually, and you don't lose that articulation due to the knee pads. That's fine, though. But I really love this figure. Let's go ahead and get into the accessories. So you do have the go-to-sleep hands. As you see, these actually have the drug-free tattoos on the fingers, because lately they have not, which is very unfortunate. And these have the black X's. Some of them have the red X, some of them have the black X. As far as his other hands, he does come with 2 mic-holding hands, weapon-holding hands. They also have the tattoos on them. Those look good. He comes with the WWE Spinner Championship that does not spin. I saw somebody say that it would be cool if this had John Cena's name on the nameplate. And I do agree, but you could just take the Ultimate RVD and use the title from that, so he can have Cena's title. This has the iconic white CM Punk shirt. You saw it on the figure in the beginning. This is just what you think of when you think of a CM Punk ringer shirt. This looks really good. I like it. It's a little bulky, but it's kind of to be expected with things like this, to be honest. Then he comes with 2 head scans. He has a screaming head scan. I don't know when Punk made that face. Maybe backstage at All Out. Possibly. Once again, no tattoo behind the ear here. The hair is a little longer than I remember it being on other figures. But I like the way that sits on the body. I like this, though. I love that head scan. And then the other head scan is this with the hair swooped. He's blowing a kiss. And I call it, you could use it as the, just throw it on the ground, the blowing the kiss, leaving the arena with the title, like he did that night. That is not popping on there well. You kind of have to force that one on there. Or you can have him blowing a kiss to Jack Perry backstage at AEW All In a couple years ago. You guys know. Actually, it was not a couple years ago. It was last year. Wow, time is working very, very strange at this point. But I do like the blowing the kiss head, I'll be honest with you. It's obnoxiously awesome. But I do want to compare it to the Supreme figure from Mattel. Not from Mattel, from Jazzwares. Because believe it or not, there are a couple things I like more on the Supreme figure than there are the Ultimate figure. And the biggest I like this head scan too for the Supreme, but the biggest thing that I have the issue with is obviously use some version of the Cobra tattoo, just so it's a little more complete. Use some version of the Pepsi tattoo. I don't think this is a good idea. That's an eyesore. But still, I just wish it had the textured wrist tape. I always thought that was a really good call from Jazzwares, which I don't say that much, but I do think that was the smarter decision. But this CM Punk is great for what it is. I do like the tattoos better on the Mattel, but I like the sculpted wrist tape on the Supreme. But that is it for the CM Punk review. Just for giggles real quick so you can see the height, let's go ahead and put him up next to Dominic Mysterio, his return match at Madison Square Garden. And somebody that I think is going to be a big part of the future, Braun Breaker. I think those scale pretty well together. Maybe we'll see that match one day. Who knows? Maybe he can make some Ryback jokes his way. But this figure is just absolutely perfect. I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and last but not least, take it easy.